When your cat stares at you, do you actually know what's going through their mind? You probably assume they're looking at their owner, perhaps their favorite human. But here's the truth. Your cat has never, not once, looked at you and registered human. What they actually perceive instead changes everything about how you ought to connect with them. And most owners haven't got a clue, which means they're constantly missing signals their cat sends out daily. Let's begin with what your cat genuinely sees when their gaze lands on you. 1. They think you're simply an oversized cat. Ever notice how your cat behaves nothing like a dog does around its owner? No frantic excitement at the door, no overwhelming urge to please. And honestly, that isn't coldness on their part, it's respect. Animal behaviorist John Bradshaw, who dedicated years to researching how cats engage with people, found that cats never evolved a distinct social behavior specifically for humans. Dogs did that. Cats never bothered. When your cat comes up to you, brushes against your leg, or licks your hand, they're employing the identical behavior they'd use toward another cat. In their mind, you're not their owner, not their master. You're just an oversized, somewhat awkward cat who's somehow wound up in their colony. And honestly, that might be the highest compliment they're capable of giving, because it means they view you as one of their own, not superior, not separate, an equal. And here's something most people never grasp. That conviction your cat carries, that you belong to their world, actually drives something far deeper than simple greetings. Further into this video, we'll explore what scientists recently uncovered about how that bond physically alters the way your cat processes stress and fear. Once you hear it, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. 2. They bring you dead things to teach you. Why does your cat drop a dead mouse right at your feet and then just stare at you as if presenting a gift? Most people brush it off with a laugh. Some are disgusted. But what if that moment is actually among the most generous things your cat ever does for you? Here's what's truly going on. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens, not for show, but to teach survival skills. And when your cat repeats that behavior with you, they're running that same exact instinct. Except now you're the one being raised. They observe you constantly. You never give chase. You never hunt anything. You just open up a noisy, cold box and pull food out of it. From their perspective, you're utterly hopeless. And rather than abandoning you to your fate, they step in. Some cats start with dead prey. Others bring it half alive so you get a chance to practice. And if your cat has ever dropped a toy at your feet while meowing, that might be the indoor equivalent of that same lesson. Now, to be fair, not everything your cat brings you is a hunting lesson. Sometimes it's simply an invitation to play. Take my cat, for instance. He brings me the cap off a water jug like it's a tiny frisbee. So I'll toss it, and he sprints after it like his whole life is on the line. So watch the context closely. If they drop it and then stare, that's instruction. If they drop it and get all excited, that's playtime. Either way, they picked you. And hey, if this is reshaping how you view your cat right now, hit like and subscribe so we can help even more cat parents grasp what their cat has been trying to communicate all along. 3. Your face appears as a blur to your cat. Ever pressed your face right up close to your cat and felt like they were staring straight through you? That's because they genuinely can't see you with any clarity. Anything nearer than roughly 10 inches from their face turns blurry and unfocused. That means every time you lean in for a tender moment with your cat, your face registers as nothing more than a soft, fuzzy shape to them. And the focus doesn't sharpen much with distance either. Cats experience the world in a constant soft blur compared to us. Where we perceive sharp edges and fine details, your cat perceives outlines and rough shapes. So if you've ever questioned whether your cat recognizes your face the way you recognize theirs, the answer is most likely no. But here's where things get interesting. What your cat misses in detail, they more than compensate for with motion detection. Their eyes are designed to track the tiniest, swiftest movements with remarkable accuracy. A finger twitch, an insect crawling along the wall, the faintest shift in your posture, they catch every bit of it. And that's precisely why your cat sometimes seems unable to locate the treat you're holding right under their nose. You offer it from your hand, mere inches away, and they're sniffing around as though it isn't even there. It's not stubbornness. They truly cannot see it. So instead, they depend on scent to find what their eyes miss. And that's actually how they identify you too, not through your face, but through how you move, how you sound, and how you smell. Your cat doesn't keep a mental photograph of you. They carry the complete sensory impression of you instead. 4. Their meow exists solely for you. Have you ever paused to wonder why your cat meows at you so frequently? Here's something that might catch you off guard. Adult cats almost never meow at other cats. That's simply not part of how they communicate amongst themselves. They rely on body language, scent, hissing, and growling. But meowing, that's reserved exclusively for one audience. You. Kittens meow to capture their mother's attention. It's a survival mechanism, a way of saying, I'm hungry, I'm cold, I need you. And as they mature and leave their mother behind, most cats abandon this behavior entirely. Except in one circumstance, when they're living alongside humans. Your cat figured out early on that you don't interpret body language the way another cat would. You miss the slow blinks. You overlook the tail signals. You're essentially oblivious to everything they're attempting to express, so they adapted. They revived the one sound they used as infants and tailored it specifically for you. And here's what most people fail to realize. Your cat's meow isn't one size fits all. Over time, they craft a specific vocabulary just with their owner. The meow for food doesn't match the meow for attention. The meow at the door sounds nothing like the meow at 3 a.m. when they simply want you awake for no particular reason. They've constructed an entire language that functions only between the two of you. So when your cat meows at you, don't dismiss it. That sound doesn't occur in the wild. It came into existence because your cat decided you were worth the effort. That's not merely communication. That's evolution curving in your direction. 5. You're the reason they can fully unwind. Have you ever entered a room and watched your cat shift from alert to completely melted within seconds? Ears go soft, eyes half close. They roll onto their side and simply breathe. You probably assumed they were just exhausted. But what if you're actually the reason behind that shift? Back in 2019, researchers at Oregon State University conducted an attachment study on cats that transformed our understanding entirely. They placed cats in an unfamiliar room with their owner, then removed the owner for 2 minutes before bringing them back. What they discovered stunned the scientific community. Over 60% of the cats displayed what psychologists term a secure attachment style. That means when their owner returned, the cat relaxed, began exploring the room, and settled back into calmness. Without their owner present, they were anxious, vocal, and withdrawn. Sound familiar? This mirrors the exact same attachment response human infants display toward their mothers. The same bond, the same emotional circuitry. And here's what makes this land even harder. Remember earlier when we discussed how your cat perceives you as just another cat within their colony? This is precisely what that belief produces. They don't merely see you as an equal. They see you as their sanctuary, the one presence that signals to their entire nervous system that everything's fine. Your cat doesn't require you to be flawless. They don't need you to decode every single signal. They just need you present. Because to your cat, you aren't a human. You aren't an owner. You are home.